Hello, everybody. Welcome to Targeting Winners. Thank you for listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Please like and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Leave a comment, leave a rating, 5 stars. We really appreciate it. And today I am, as always, joined with Darren and Peter. Darren, give us a weather update.
Another freezing rain outbreak on top of an inch and a half or so of snow. God, I hate this state so much. And you guys, I say, you guys are from around here. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But
Yeah,
literally 6 a.m., 6:15, I'm out there. The plow comes by, and when they come down the street like 2 or 3 times, it's like a foot of just big frozen.
Making my back hurt already just listening to you.
It's like
that sounds
just
terrible.
the worst. And then followed that up with a dentist appointment and a trip to motor vehicle. So,
which is the worst of the 3? That's a good poll. That's 3 shitty things. What's the worst of the 3?
A quick little story about the motor vehicle trip. So, my son is going to school for physical therapy. He's got his last semester coming up, and they're taking a trip to Anaheim.
Yes.
For something school related. So we're like, all right, well, we got to get you a real ID. Otherwise you can't get on a plane. So we find his birth certificate, a social security card, something current with the address on it. We get to motor vehicles today. We fill out a form. We wait 45 minutes. We get in line. The lady's like, can I see your license? My son hands her his license. She's like, you already have a real ID. I'm like, what?
Surprise.
So I think because at the time then they were instituting it, he was 17, he was getting his permit, it switched over to a license. I think she said because we knew this was going to happen. Everybody that would, we just gave him real IDs. And I was like, and the thing is, I'm in line with him, and I'm like, yeah, your license have to have this star on it. Now, did we think either of us would look at his license while we were in line? No. Got all the way. She's like, yeah, you already have that. I'm like, nice. Kill me. Just kill me. So if I'm a little surlier than normal, I apologize.
And as you heard, we're also joined by Pete from El Playa de Mexico. ¿Quién es más macho, Pedro or Ricardo Montalban? What is up, Pedro? What's up?
How we doing? That's very good. It's 79 degrees right now. It's beautiful. Everything is good. So,
it's warmer than here. How dare you?
Yeah. Hey, all I care is that the Buckeyes went down, and we got 4 teams left, and I'm kind of excited about what's left here. So,
yep. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can tell by the graphic on here we're talking about the semifinals. But first, we got some other things to come. Some house cleaning to do here. Coming up February 12th at 7. We will be joined on a live stream on YouTube by Mark Haynes from Coach's Hot Seat. He'll be answering your coaching questions. So if you want your questions answered, you can ask them during the live stream, or you can email us at cfbdudes@yahoo.com. For those of you who listen and don't watch on YouTube, that's the best avenue for you. We will be replaying the live stream, as always, on the Spotify and all the Apple things. Well, guys, that's how it'll be a busy episode for Mark. And he's had a pretty active coaching off season.
32 of them, I believe, at last count, which is a lot. That's the most in quite some time. But that's college football, man. Everybody's looking for the better opportunity, maybe trying to get into the NFL. And I can't. I mean, usually I keep up with it. I'm just like, I'll just wait a week and then read an article and just see where everything's at. I think we're okay for now. Every spot is currently full as we sit here. But, I think a lot of these coordinators are going to get filled in, but all the head coaches are set. School is starting for some of these programs. So I think all that stuff kind of needs to be filled and ready to roll. But as we've seen, sleep with a staffer, break into somebody's house with a butter knife. God knows what could happen. Would it surprise any of us if there was literally another opening somewhere? No. But for now, yes, I did reach out to Mark. He's excited. He's ready to roll. I sent him the link, so hopefully he will share that in his weekly newsletter. But yeah, bring your coaching questions, man, because that's the guy that can answer them.
Try to stump him. Let's see if we can have something like ask about the special teams coordinator for UTEP or something. He probably knows, but that'll be something to see. If he's like the Mel Kiper of of the show.
He is, except he makes sense and he's got better hair. So
that's fair. That is
fair.
You know, I do have a question. If there's any Wolverines listening to this, so obviously we have a really good coach, right? We're happy with the coach we hired. But let's just proxy this for a second. John Harbaugh just became available like yesterday.
Uh-oh.
If you could horse trade and get John, would you make that trade? Because that's a really interesting discussion. Because I really like the coach we have, but it's John Harbaugh, who has obviously expressed interest in being at Michigan in the past. Obviously, Jim has been there. It's a family thing. If you could make the trade right now, would you do it? I think it's an interesting question.
I think if you're Michigan, why wouldn't you? I mean,
yeah, it's John, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
how much younger is he than Whittingham?
Well, I mean, Whittingham's a great coach, so that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's an interesting question in the sense that we already have a really freaking good coach who retained all of our young talent. So clearly a really good coach. So that's an interesting question.
I think he stays in the NFL, but
oh, he will. He will. I mean, but that's because the Michigan job is gone. But if the Michigan job was open, it'd be different. And I think that's
keep it all in the family, I guess.
Yeah.
Harbaugh, someone else, Harbaugh. So
I mean, he's the only Harbaugh. He's the only Harbaugh currently welcomed back at Michigan, I believe, per the NCAA. But yeah, I mean,
he would definitely be welcome.
You know, if Freeman, if he wanted to swap Marcus Freeman with John Harbaugh, I wouldn't be against that. And I love Marcus Freeman. I think he's doing a great job. But let's face it, it's probably not going to be too much longer before he's in the NFL. So
yeah, agreed.
All right. And also, now we got that out of the way, we had the transfer portal opened up January 2nd. I believe it closes on the 16th. And we had some news today. Damon Williams signs a contract 2 or 3 days ago and then says, hey, what if I didn't? And decides he wants to go somewhere else. Darren, you're up with the transfer portal madness. What you got here?
Dude, there is just so much craziness going on. I think they said like the first day, like over 4,500 players went in, and then there was like another 3,000 or something the next day. It's just, I mean, you can't even, like, I took a list of maybe like some of the top 15, 20, 25 players out there, and like most of these have already committed. But I mean, there are still some big names. I don't know. All right. The biggest one, which I don't understand. I don't know if this is a great one, but if you guys have any thoughts on this, Brendan Sorsby to Texas Tech. I mean, it's not bad, but like you're throwing that kind of money around. I think I would rather get Sam Levitt or, you know.
So he got what? I think he got
hold on, guys. You're assuming it's about the money. I'm sure Sorsby went to Texas Tech and loved the facilities. And the campus. I'm sure he loves wherever the hell Texas Tech is located. where are they? Are they in San Antonio or Lubbock? Lubbock, right?
Lubbock, yeah.
Yeah, he loved the town. It's a busy, bumping town, and that's why he went. It had nothing to do with the $5 million. Come on.
Yeah, it's $5 million. I mean, Sam Levitt is still out there. I mean, I'm thinking Sam is going to LSU. I would think that's where he's going. So I'm not sure they had a chance at Sam, but if I had a choice, I would take Sam. But yeah, Brendan, is that big of a deal for $5? I don't know. I agree.
Think it is. No, and the thing with Demond, when he entered, he's got a do not contact tag, which means he knows where he's going. So, you know, I mean, if Sam Levitt apparently already went to Kentucky, although I don't know why you would go there. Well, actually, no, that's unfair. That's an incorrect statement. Their new head coach is the OC for Oregon, and last I checked, he did well with Bo Nix, Dylan Gabriel, and Dante Moore. So maybe that's fair. All right. So bad on me for bringing that up.
I'm sure,
but I mean,
$5 million too. I mean, it's
regardless, the thing is that guy could make you a pro quarterback.
Right. I mean, he has done it multiple times. Yes.
Where he's going to be doing much better than $5 million should somebody go there and take advantage of what that guy can do.
So it makes sense. From
Brendan, absolutely,
it makes sense. Yeah.
But I mean, some of the things that we figured look like. I mean, Indiana looks like the big winner so far. They got Josh Hoover from TCU. They picked up Nick Marsh, the wide receiver. I mean, they're already rolling, and they're just already look like they're already rolling well into 2026. So Iowa State. how bad do we feel for Iowa State? They've lost 19 people at last count just to Penn State, following Matt Campbell, who took the Penn State coaching job. But I mean, is Iowa State even be able to field a team at this point? They've got to be a fade for 2026, I would think.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, it's just, and there's some minor quarterbacks that have been like Aiden Childs, Pete's favorite guy, who can't seem to lead an offense. He's going to Northwestern, so that ought to just bloom wonderfully. Colton Joseph, the Old Dominion guy, he's at Wisconsin. I mean, how many years have we been sitting here waiting for Wisconsin to actually learn how to pass the ball? Maybe they have somebody that can finally do that. Austin Simmons, the Ole Miss QB, who lost his job a couple games in because he got hurt. He's at Missouri now. But you still got like some other non-quarterbacks. I think you got Cam Coleman, the Auburn wide receiver, probably the best non-QB still out there. We're not sure where he's going. But I mean, any move you guys think that you saw that was just like, yep, that might be a bet on team for me in 2026?
Not Florida State. I got the kid from Auburn who went to Oklahoma first or whatever. I put a little thing together for FSU. There you go. We're doomed. So we had 30 players leave. The entire wide receiver room is going to be new next year. I guess everyone left. So defense,
coach
every level. And so what's the kid's name in Auburn that they got?
They got Ashton Daniels, didn't they?
Yeah, that kid. Ashton.
Yeah, that's probably not great. Although I did say, didn't they host DJ Lagway as well the other day?
They did. I think he's going to Virginia, I think is the big.
Yeah, I saw that earlier today. I think.
Oh, okay. That's new.
I think Damon Williams is going to LSU. That's what they were saying on SportsCenter.
Well, I'm pretty sure Diego Pavia is going to be playing the college till he's like 45. So that's going.
Was he coming back again next year?
No, he's suing, so he'll probably.
Well, he says he said the bowl game was his last game, but I guess from his lawsuit, he technically does have another year.
Yeah, he'll keep doing that.
But he supposedly said that he's done so much damage with his post Heisman nonsense.
Nonsense. Yeah.
It's just like, bro, you could probably come back. You're not going to make any money in the NFL with that attitude. They're probably all passing on you until like the 7th round. But
but somebody will pay him to come back.
Oh, probably. I'm just going to say this.
And we keep him.
Yeah, that could be. I'm just going to say this. The one team that actually interests me a little, and I believe their schedule sucks, so I don't know if I'm going to back this team or not, but I'm looking at Auburn.
Yeah. Yes.
Because, we talk about continuity from one year to the next. Well, the South Florida head coach, the South Florida offense coordinator, and the South Florida quarterback are all on Auburn right now.
Yeah.
So, and let's face it, Auburn, as much as we rag them offensively, defensively, they were really good. And that's the one coordinator they retained. They kept DJ Durkin. So that Auburn Baylor game in week 1, I am going to be watching that from start to finish because I'm dying to see what Auburn looks like.
Hey, how about my Wolverines? I mean, we have an actual coaching staff now who can coach up players. We retained all of our young talent and brought another talent. So everything I've been bitching about for the last year, I can't bitch about it anymore. So I want to see what happens. I want to see what these guys can do with the talent we have. So I'm excited about this.
Possibly a sleeper.
I want to see what happens.
Sleeper to make the Big Ten title game, man. If Dante Moore goes pro, Ohio State, Caleb Downs just said he's entering the draft today. Julian's saying not like he played super good. I mean, if you're assuming Indiana's already going to be playing in it, they got to play somebody.
Right? So, right.
Michigan's not a bad option. I agree with that.
No.
Oh, so we move on to the semifinals?
Sure.
All right. Well, we got our first game here in Miami against Ole Miss. I think we're looking at some of the bets we had this week. I think we're going to have a disagreement on this one. So, Pete, if you want to start, we'll start with you for Miami and Ole Miss.
Sure. I mean, so first of all, thank you for beating the Buckeyes. This is good. So we were talking about it before we started here, right? It's interesting that Lane Kiffin has been trying to build a national championship team for a while. And I think he might have done it. I mean, this is a team that could potentially do it. They looked really good last week. I like how they look. I like how this team plays tempo. Obviously Miami looked really good. right? So I can't walk away from that team. But Ole Miss's red zone defense is good, and I think that will play out in this game. I think Miami has been struggling late against teams that win first down and stay ahead of the schedule, which I think we're going to see here. So I like what I see in this matchup. So I'm kind of leaning toward taking Ole Miss in the points and taking the under. I think we're going to see in both of these games. I'm prefacing a little bit. These are two semifinal games. I think you're going to be a little conservative, especially early on. So I think we're going to see suppression of point scoring in both of these games. This one not any different. So I do like the unders here in this game, and I do like the points, especially with that hook. Right? If it were 3, make me a little nervous. I like that hook here, so I like Ole Miss and the hook 3.5. So I'm taking Ole Miss and the 3.5, and I'm taking the under in this game. I just like the way Ole Miss is playing. I honestly did not expect them to win this past week. And the way they played, they've converted me a little bit. I like the way they played a lot. So that's my bet here. I got 2 of them. So Ole Miss plus 3.5 and the under.
And the under. Well, I think we agree on the under. Basically, on the other hand, I think Ole Miss is going to get trucked. After watching this game, I think that pass rush for Miami is the real deal. Number 4 and Isidore, what's his name? I don't think Ole Miss isn't going to know what hit them. They run the ball well. I think they're going to do that. They're not going to let Carson Beck, beat them. I'm thinking. I originally thought it was going to be like up there, like 27-20, but I'm thinking it's going to be more like 34-10, maybe if they're lucky. It's hard for me to say this. I can't stand Miami. I can make it official. They're back there. So once I say they're back, they're back.
My God, Tim said Miami's back. Oh, put that on the clock. That's never happened.
What's worse is that this isn't like the flashy Miami. This is like the responsible Miami. It's like, seeing your ex, take up yoga and lose 30 pounds, learn how to budget a wallet. That's that's horrible. So
what about Cristobal? Cristobal's not going to do a Cristobal somewhere here?
It doesn't matter. This is what I've been telling for the last couple of years. Eventually, he's going to have a team with enough talent that not even he could mess it up. There's nothing he could do. I mean, short of punting on second down or something, I don't see. They're just too damn good right now. That kid, that Tony kid, Malachi.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's going to have a touchdown pass in this game too. I think he might have more TD passes in this game than Beck. I just see the defense shutting down Ole Miss, and then Miami's going to have a home game for the championship, and they're, depending on who they're playing there, they're probably going to win that too, and my life will be hell. So, but
tough year for you.
Yeah, it's been a rough year. The football gods don't want me to have nice things. I've been saying that for a while, but Ole Miss is going to try to speed the game up, and Miami's going to be like, "No, we're good. We're good just like this." So, yeah, I don't know, Darren, if you have any thoughts on this one, but I got Ole Miss getting trucked.
I went back and forth on this game probably a half a dozen times. I looked at Miami. I'm like, yeah, that defense is really, really good. Ole Miss has not seen a defense like this in their 2 games so far. And then I look at Ole Miss, and I'm like, wow, Miami's defense hasn't seen an offense like this in their 2 games so far either. So, I looked at Miami. Yeah, you're right. Malachi Tony's legit. I think it's going to be a huge Mark Fletcher game. If you're in a state where player props are a thing, I would look at over his rush total. But, I mean, I still can't trust Carson Beck. I mean, in the 2 games they've played, Texas A&M and Ohio State, both excellent defensive teams. But, they're throwing for more than 138 yards either time. So, I mean, at some point, he's going to have to be relied on to make some plays. And outside of some short passes, he hasn't really done that much. So, yeah, I wasn't really sure where to go with Miami. And, again, Ole Miss, great. You played great against Georgia. Trinidad Chambliss looks like he's playing on Madden at this point in the season. But then again, Georgia, I thought Georgia's defense was going to continue to improve. This dude shredded them. I mean, my God, he made them look like, Georgia never played defense before. So, I don't know what to expect from this game. So, and I was talking to you guys about this earlier before we started. Yeah, we always say, yeah, we're fans first. Um, I think I'm gonna watch this one as a fan. I'm not a Carson Beck guy. I'm not a Cristobal guy. I'm not a the U guy. And the fan in me wants to see Kiffin kind of get it stuck to him. I mean, dude left. Oh, I want to make a national championship team. Dude, you could have one and you bolted.
Might have one,
So
yeah.
Still getting paid though.
yeah, every time they win, he gets more and more money, which just seems ridiculous. I mean, you bolt mid-season, you should not be entitled to that, but he is. But yeah, the fan in me wants to see Ole Miss win and move on. The better in me always says defense wins championships, and I give the huge edge to Miami there. So I'm not going to stress out tomorrow night about this one. I will listen to you two stress back and forth in our little group chat. And I will probably be blocking both of you midway through the third quarter. I have no play on this. Sorry, guys.
Looking at Miami, I'm getting like those old Raven teams vibes, they won with Trent Dilfer. That's how good the team they are. They had Trent Dilfer and they still won. They have Carson back and they're still going to win. I'm not going to stress this bet too much. It's going to suck that Miami's going to win, but I think it's over midway through the third. I think they put the back
Very
up.
well could. Very well could. Yeah.
Let it go. I don't see Miami letting Ole Miss go up and down the field on them like that. So, but we shall see. That's why they play the games. So, all right. And no final thoughts. We'll move on to Friday night.
All right.
Oregon, Indiana. It's going to be a shootout for this one, looks like. Darren, let's start with you on this game. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I don't know if I see a shootout here. This was my only bet. I did lay the 3.5 with Indiana, and for a couple reasons. The good thing about this is we do actually have a data point that we can look back at. We all remember Indiana going into Oregon and coming out with a 30-20 victory. Checking the box score, really nothing kind of jumped out to me. Turnovers 2-1. Neither quarterback really set the world on fire. I mean, Mendoza barely broke 200 yards. Neither run game, surprisingly, didn't do anything either. I think Indiana only averaged like 3 yards carry, and Oregon's was actually less than that. But two things I like about Indiana in this matchup, and I know, Pete, I know you disagree with me, and that's totally cool. I love when the disagreements happen here. But you got to remember, Indiana, they won that game by 10, but 7 of Oregon's points came on a pick 6. So you take that away. I mean, Indiana really did kind of corral Dante Moore in the Oregon offense. Dante Moore was sacked 6 times in this game. He was only sacked like 15 times all year. So 40% of the times he went down were because of Indiana. I mean, that defense is insanely legit. And the other reason is Oregon's running game, man, their depth is taking a hit. What's his name here? Jordan Davison. He's out for this game. He was second on the team in rushing, first in touchdowns with 15 rushing touchdowns that need to be replaced. And Mekhi Hughes and Jaden Lamar are both in the portal. So they are down 3 running backs going into this game. So for a team that only averaged like 2-point-something yards carry in the first matchup, now they're down 3 running backs, including their main guy who scores the touchdowns for them. So I think Oregon might be coming into this a little one-dimensional. I do like their receivers, though. I do like their tight end. I think they're excellent. It's just a matter of, is Dante Moore going to have time to get the ball to them? If not, they're in for a long day. So yeah, give me Indiana here. Something just tells me it's just Indiana's year, man. I mean,
it might be.
They're just on a roll, man. So yeah, I laid the 3.5 with Indiana here.
Peter, any thoughts?
Many thoughts. The first one is not specifically related to this. This is the first year in a long time that the 4 teams remaining, I don't dislike any of them. I don't care who wins. So this is kind of nice. There's no Buckeyes involved. There's nobody that I hate. This is great. Darren, to your point, what we've seen for a long time in football is when you have a good coaching staff, it's hard to repeat the same thing. Yes, Indiana put a ton of pressure on Oregon earlier this year. To do that again would suggest that Oregon's coaching staff does not find a way to compensate for that. and I think they're going to. Right? I think they're going to find a way to compensate for that. They're going to check it down. They're going to do some screens. They're going to do some stuff to break that apart, and that will change the game a bit. Now, what you said before, I do in a way think it might be Indiana's year, right? So I'm kind of betting against myself a little bit here. Hint, hint. I'm taking taking Oregon in the points and the under, but so I do kind of feel like there's this kind of swell that it feels like it's Indiana's year, but Oregon has continued all year to outkick what I thought they could do. And so this is a point where I feel like I have to bet with it. I have to, because they continue to be better than I thought they would be, right? They continue to outperform. They continue to step up when I don't think they will. And so at this point, I'm going to give them some props, right? I'm going to take the points. I'm going to take Oregon. They have continued to step up. I love their coaching staff. I like the way they respond to pretty much any challenge. So I really like that. So I could be entirely wrong. As I said, I don't have a horse in this race at the end of the day. I don't really care who wins this thing. So, but anyway, I got two bets here again, right? I am taking Oregon and the points, and I'm taking the under because I do think in these games there's going to be some conservatism in play, and I do think that will play into Oregon here. Right? A little conservatism, all of that. Yes, Indiana's defense is ridiculously good. Got that. So they're going to slow Oregon down, but I do think we're going to see some on the other side as well. So, yeah, Oregon +4 and the under.
All right. I want to get my picks. We're going to disagree again. And I've got I'm right with Indiana here. I'm with Darren on that. They convert 55% on third down. So they're the best in the country at that. They're going to stay on the field a lot. Oregon is explosive. They're very efficient. They can score in a hurry. But Indiana is built to stop teams like that. They have great discipline. They play with good tempo. They win the turnover battle a little bit. As far as the over goes, this doesn't have to be a giant shootout. I mean, if for the over to hit. So I like the over of 46.5. Basically, I can see the score being, 28-24, something like that. So I'm actually going to go opposite with you. I'm going to take the over, and I'm going to take Indiana, laying the 3.5. Any final thoughts for Darren or Pete? Any?
I just got a couple. I mean, like I said, what both of you guys said, excellent points. I agree with that. But if you look at that box score, like nobody on Oregon really stood out. Like all their big playmakers kind of got bottled up. They didn't have a wide receiver with more than 44 yards. They didn't have a running back with over 60 yards. Yep. Yeah, you look at the Indiana side. Omar Cooper, who's actually a really good receiver, quietly had 7 for 58, but Elijah Surratt went 8 for 121 with a touchdown. So if Oregon can make those adjustments, and I agree with Pete, they've got excellent coordinators. Now they've got Indiana on film. They can certainly make those adjustments. But if they focus on Surratt, does Cooper go off? I mean, if they try and stop Mendoza from running, does Hemby have an amazing day? I mean, I don't want to say Indiana's got more weapons because I don't think they do. I think they're pretty even as far as the talent on the skill positions. But I mean, Indiana rolled into Oregon, place that very few people go and win, and they shut that offense down. I mean, now we're on a neutral field. Lanning, we pick on Franklin. Lanning hasn't had as much experience, but he's like 0-2 against the spread and 0-2 straight up on a neutral field underdog. So if you're a trends guy, maybe consider that. If Oregon makes the adjustments, then Pete's going to hit this without sweating. If Signetti and his staff are like, okay, this is what Oregon's going to do to stop us, let's do this. Dante Moore and Oregon's coordinators are in for another long day, but
these are going to be two really fun games. Honestly, these matchups are fun. I can't wait to watch these two games.
I have a question for you guys. Is the national are we looking at the national champion? Whoever comes out of this game, are they shoe in to win?
Right here? Well, I don't know. I don't know.
If they're playing Ole Miss, yes. I think both of these teams can beat Ole Miss. Playing Miami in Miami, I don't think
that's a challenge. Yeah,
that's going to be tough.
And that's a home game for Miami. That's going to be a challenge for anybody.
Going right back to 1986, the Orange Bowl for the championship. Oh, look, it's Miami against Oklahoma or Penn State or whoever they had to play. It's they get a home game. It's gotta love it. So
1986, the last time my back didn't hurt.
But you still had to shovel snow, so there you go.
6:15 in the morning, baby. Welcome to New York. God, this state sucks. Anyway.
All right, guys, let's wrap this up a little bit. Let's do our picks. Peter, go first.
Yeah, I went all in with everything here. So Ole Miss plus 3.5 with Miami. And I took the under in that game as well. Oregon plus 4.5 over Indiana. And I took the under in that game as well.
I also pretty much almost did everything opposite of you. I got Miami minus 3.5 over Ole Miss. And I've got the under in that game, 52 points, and Indiana minus 3.5 over Oregon, and I have Oregon and Indiana hitting the over of 46.5. Darren.
Yeah, I'm donating a whopping one play to this week's show here. First of all, shout out to Arizona. After I gave you out as a pick in your bowl game, you had like 11 people opt out 8 hours before kickoff. Thanks a lot, guys. Be looking to bet against you with all my heart next year, you bastards. But yeah, I am laying 3.5 with Indiana. Yeah, exactly. I texted you guys that. I'm like, they're not even watching. I'm going to bed. Yeah, Indiana laying the 3.5 over Oregon.
All right, that'll do it. Don't forget to send your questions to cfpdudes@yahoo.com for the live stream coming up with Mark from Coach's Hot Seat. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back as we get down to the nitty-gritty, going to the finals. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.